crazy couples reacting to life sentences. In today's video, we're looking at couples, but not just by love, but by handcuffs. From the wedding hall to the courtroom, this is Caught on Camera. Sometimes cases are more tragic and heartbreaking than inducing anger. In this case, 3 children's lives due to a mistake and poor supervision. The 3 kids, 1 niece and 2 daughters, drowned in their parents, Daniel and Lacey Rawlings' big military vehicle, driving through Tonto Creek, Phoenix.
There's been many nights that I had laid in bed wishing I could go back and do it again, but that's not possible. I am tremendously sorry to the many people that I have caused pain. I have not seen Lauren in a very long time. And my heart goes out to her for the pain that she still suffers as a mother.
Daniel and Lacey pleaded guilty, and instead of prison time, they got 5 and 4 years of probation, respectively. A case like this teaches us that not everyone on this list is a monster with bad intentions. Some are just humans who've made mistakes.
Not only did you hear from Daniel today in court, but you also heard from Lacey, also their 2 surviving children requesting that their parents come home to them tonight.
For this reality show couple, the next season's set looks like it might be in a prison cell.
I'm tired, I'm aching all over, I feel like I'm dying.
Despite being superstars, they couldn't evade the one thing that comes back to haunt you no matter who you are, the IRS. Seriously, if Al Capone couldn't shake them, what chance does a reality show couple have? Apparently, the couple submitted fraudulent documents, and they got sentenced to 19 years in prison for tax evasion and fraud.
Just because you're rich and you're on a TV show doesn't mean that the law is not going to come and get you when you commit a federal crime.
Some plots are so insane that they're straight out of a spy movie. Although Dr. No isn't real, we have Jonathan and Diana Tobe. Their plot is so insane as they tried to sell America's secrets about a nuclear-powered submarine. Apparently, Jonathan was a former Navy nuclear engineer, and they tried to sell information about nuclear subs designed to another country. Does that sound like some sort of supervillain? Here's Jonathan allegedly discussing this with an undercover FBI agent. I surmise the first step would be unannounced travel to a safe third country with plans to meet your colleagues. We have passports and cash set aside for this purpose. I pray such drastic plan will never be needed, but you are right. It's a comfort to know you're ready and willing to aid us. For their treachery against America, the couple got 19 and 21 years of prison time, respectively. Seth and Tatiana Welch, who might just get the award for worst parents in 2018. Both from Michigan, Seth and Tatiana are charged with the murder of their 10-month-old due to starvation, malnutrition, and dehydration. The baby was found with sunken eyes in their Michigan home near Grand Rapids. The father's nonchalant reaction was absolutely haunting.
He said when you found her, she was already believed to be deceased, right?
Yes.
And that's when you consulted with a lawyer?
Yep.
Do you believe she was beyond help already?
Oh yeah, she was dead as a doormat.
What kind of a parent could be so neglectful? Apparently, these ones. The couple was sentenced to life in prison.
That is a charge called homicide felony murder. It is life without parole. It requires a DNA sample to be taken upon arrest.
The judge's swift justice was made only better by her savage commentary.
And I want to reiterate the fact that this baby did not die because of one missed meal. This is weeks and weeks. This isn't about being very skinny. This is about being dead.
Nothing is more heartbreaking than the unreasonable death of a child, and it's even worse when it's murder. Who could be such monsters, though? John and Samantha Allen. John and Samantha are the first couple in Arizona history to be sentenced to death.
Unanimously find that the defendant should be sentenced to death.
What made such a historic decision, though? Their 2011 murder of 10-year-old Aim Deal, Samantha's cousin. Why, though? For the simple act of taking a popsicle without asking. John and Samantha locked her up in a box and left her to deal with suffocation and heat.
This was one of the most unnecessary deaths of a child I've ever seen.
These two are a whole new breed of monsters. Herman C. and Angela Stites are never going to see the light outside their prison cell until their coffins 6 feet under. C. and Stites were sentenced to life in prison for the shocking and utterly disgusting rape of their own daughters.
For years you have tried to control my life, and now I finally have all my control back. You can no longer hurt me or my sisters. You can no longer hurt anyone else for as long as you're living. And with that, I feel like I conquered the world.
C was sentenced to 221 years of well-deserved prison time, while Stites got 86 years, where they will never be able to touch another little girl again. Their hometown of Norwood will rest easy, knowing it's safe from them. The next case is straight out of a horror movie. This is the Turpin parents' madhouse case. A story of 12 children who suffered unspeakable abuse and horror at the hands of their parents, David and Louise Turpin. The Turpin house, located in Paris, California, witnessed the parents starving, beating, and even locking the children up.
I'm gonna ask my church to read my statement for me.
Their abuse reached the heights of starvation and even shackling their own kids to beds.
Your Honor, I thank God for all of my children. Each one of them is a blessing from God. My homeschooling and discipline had good intentions. I never intended for any harm to come to my children.
Justice couldn't let these monsters continue, though, as they broke down in tears upon their sentencing of life in prison. Children's birthday parties are supposed to be fun for the whole family, with songs, gifts, and cake. Of course, this only applies until a racist Confederate couple show up to ruin the fun. This couple is Jose Torres and Kayla Norton. In 2015, Torres and Norton decided to terrorize an 8-year-old's birthday party by showing up with trucks waving the Confederate flag while waving a shotgun and making death threats directed towards African American people. Torres and Norton were also part of a white supremacist group called Respect the Flag.
They're pulling rifles out on us. 5 trucking white guys with rebel flags.
But I want you all to know that that is not me. That is not me. That's not him. I would never walk up to you and say those words to you, and I'm so sorry that that happened to you. I am so sorry. You stayed, and you staying affected my life, and it affected my children's lives.
Crying couldn't help this racist couple, though. And just like 1865, the Confederacy would lose again, as the couple got sentenced to 13 and 7 years in prison, respectively. Prison time wasn't enough, though, as the judge ordered them to be banished from Douglas County.